Hey y'all, it's your girl Auda, and I am coming to y'all with another Auda Speaks. Let's get into it. Let's get into eliminating distractions, okay? And from the thumbnail, you can see it says the best way to recharge sometimes is to unplug the unnecessary things, the unneeded things, okay? And a real life example, because y'all know I always like to come with the real life. A real life example of this for myself is like, girl, you don't need to watch the new Pop the Balloon or Find Love. Like, you could be learning another language. You know what I'm saying? You could be scouting out for some other creative endeavors. So, just thinking about the different things that we fill our time with that aren't necessarily the best. Me personally, like, I was late to the TikTok wave. And I remember when it came out, everybody was telling me, like, download it, download it. I would have coworkers and friends like, download it, download TikTok. You ain't on TikTok, why you on TikTok? And they would send me the TikToks. And it got to the point where I couldn't even watch the TikToks they were sending because, TikToks start getting funny where they wanted you to have an account to watch anything. So now it's like, since I was a late bloomer with it, I I have my bouts where I download TikTok. I get what I need. I get the informative stuff and send myself the videos I like and I get up off of there, or I'll delete the app. Like I have my periods where I just delete that app for a while and I can go a good time frame of no TikTok. And I think for me, the biggest one is YouTube. If anything, it would be YouTube. Like I just always been a YouTube baby because it's just so much informative things. You got vlogs, you got fun, you got the in-depth, the spiritual things. Like you got everything on YouTube. I mean, TikTok is similar in that sense, but I've always been a long form girl. Like I just love depth. So I love YouTube, and that be the part where I gotta reel it in as well. But just saying that to say we just have to identify these things, find the pockets of time where we really could be using them for productive things. And of course, rest and play has all of its place. But just finding those pockets because it's so easy with the way time is going super fast. It's so easy to just throw it down the drain and not even realize it. And sometimes when we don't eliminate the distractions, the things that we need, we start to lose a lot of clarity, focus, and vision. I know for myself personally, I can't get too, that's why I have to delete it. I can't get too lost in that world because then I'm losing clarity and vision and purpose and what God want me to do. And so that's the same for you listening to this. The more you delve into the distractions, the less clarity you have, the less vision you have, the less focal, the less your vision is going to be focal because those things cloud you. Those distractions cloud you. Multiple people's opinions and videos of people's viewpoints and their life and their lifestyle, all of that clouds you from where you're supposed to be at and what God specifically ordained for you to do. So I think it's so important to just disappear from that for a while. I love it. It's super peaceful. And it really does help you to maintain a good, disciplined lifestyle when you just can get off of it. When you can get off of it, when it don't got a pigeonhole on you, that's a really good thing. So just start, if you struggle with that, no shame. Just start, implementing yourself. I know iPhone got the timer where you could put it on that, and I'm guilty myself of extending that. So if that don't work for you, sometimes you just got to make it hard for yourself. Delete it. There's apps where it will let you lock your phone out where you can't use your phone for some time. There's an actual phone jail that you could buy. I've been thinking about that too, because if you get distracted easily, or if you got ADHD, whatever, you could easily you need that phone jail. You need it. So I've been thinking about that too for myself because it's a great way to just, especially if you're trying to, like, if you're having a planning session where you're organizing your thoughts, your brain, your life, your goals, that's the perfect thing to do is put your phone in a phone jail. So yeah, eliminating them distractions, cutting them distractions. And sometimes distractions are people too. And we hear often some people use people as distractions. Okay. Sometimes they're playing with people's time because they don't have nothing better else to do, or they just don't want to face their situation or themselves. So just identifying if you're using people as a distraction as well, because that also clouds up the vision, clouds up the money, clouds up the purpose. So, yeah. And of course, they have created mechanisms to where the algorithm is made to captivate your attention for long spans of time. But we do got to pay attention to that, because that right there is just, it's another form of a matrix. If you think about it, it really is another form of a matrix. So, yeah, it's definitely something to reflect on and think about. And if you feel like you listening to this, like, I don't have no distractions, girl, what is you talking about? Consult the Lord. Ask Him, am I distracted in any parts of my life? And He'll definitely show you. But yeah, it's just being real with yourself. Being real with yourself. Being real with your daily habits. Sometimes you just got to sit back and just go through your day and see what was you doing throughout your day. Because sometimes we be like, I don't have enough time. I don't have enough time. But then what is the time being used on? You know? So just remembering that. Thinking about that. Because we really don't get time back. We really don't. That's the one thing we don't get back. You can get a band back, but you cannot get your time back. So, and another thing I want to mention is that another distraction can be how many people are tied up to your phone. When I was younger, listen, I love talking on the phone, FaceTime, calls, text messages, whatever. I used to let so many people tie up my phone. But baby, as I have gotten older, there is a select few of people that I let tie up my phone. And as you grow into adulthood and you start having different sectors and roles you got to play, you auntie, you mom, you dad, it's like you have to really gauge what time is going to who and what. And baby, the way I used to tie up my phone when I was younger, I haven't even had a capacity to do that how I used to, like. And it's crazy to think how much, I mean, I feel like, of course, back then I had more time. I feel like I was doing less than what I'm doing now, but still the way I used to waste the time that I did have, just yapping, and a lot of times yapping about nothing. Like yapping about bull crap, yapping about the shade room, like all of that stuff. Like, think about that too. That's another thing that just came up. Somebody needed to hear this. That take a look at who's tying up your phone. Look at your call log. Look at your text messages. Somebody is tying up your phone that should not be tying up your phone. And some people, I watched this lady. It was so on point. She said some people have time wasting spirits. And this video, if I could find the video, I will drop it in the comments. But it is so true. Some people have time wasting spirits to where they talking and talking and talking and talking. Like they are so long winded and they don't be talking about nothing, or they're gossiping. Like they're just talking about other people, but you don't really hear them talk about anything that they got going on. But they want to talk about you or your, like, what you have going on about other people. And then they'll also talk about bullcrap, like celebrities. But if I could find that video, I will drop it in the description. Y'all should watch that. But it will let you know, and somebody needed to hear this, that's why it's coming up, that whoever you have tying up your phone that fits this criteria, they have that spirit. And also that's a distraction. So definitely assess that. Look at your phone. Look who's tying it up. Look who's talking about nothing. But they talking about nothing for minutes and minutes and hours at a time, and it don't got to be like, let's say for example, it's not an hour or 2 hours at a time, but they're constantly contacting you and that time is adding up. Yeah, so remember that, assess that, look at that, because I definitely have had to do that. Because you'll notice that you'll be like, wait a minute, I had something to do. Like, I don't know why. It's so funny, but it's just like, I've had that happen where it's like, I had something to do. And now I done messed around and forgot what I had to do and what was on my agenda because you're Yap City. Like, y'all, y'all, eliminate them distractions. I will see y'all in the next episode.